So hello everyone. For this is for the audience who will be joining in. Just to say that we have started this new series of ASAP conversations, where we're really discussing about how the different countries in Asia, for example, Nepal, Bhutan, our neighbors, have been dealing with the COVID crisis and how it has affected the especially abortion access and related services to women and other vulnerable groups. So today we have with us Srijana, who is a former youth
Yeah.
champion. Please introduce yourself. Yeah.
Hi everyone. So this is Srijana Bajacharya from Nepal, core team member of Yoshan. So it's the Youth Advocacy Network chapter in Nepal, and we are working for sexual and reproductive health, young people's access to services, and also we are more doing advocacy regarding safe abortion services to be it's safe, free of cost. It is already free of cost, but we want to have a stigma-free and non-judgmental services in Nepal for young people, especially.
So Yoshan is mainly it focuses on spreading awareness and about the laws
Mhm.
and rights that exist, and also
Yes.
I believe if for all of you out there who haven't checked out their
Mhm.
social media is amazing and also really funny sometimes.
Thank you.
Love it. So if
Uh-huh.
anybody interested, you can check them out at Yoshan. I think you by the same name on all of
Yeah,
your
yeah, yeah.
your
Shan Nepal.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, great. So coming to the situation right now in
Mhm.
during COVID, how is abortion? So coming from the government perspective first, how is
Mhm.
the government? Are there any provisions made? Is abortion still considered an
Mhm.
essential service under the during this lockdown? And if there are any pills
Mhm.
available, if women can get them,
Okay.
so
Mhm.
just about that, how has that been?
So now the situation is like very scary to
Mm,
say, because like people are more concerned about this to
of
deal with
course.
and provide the services to the COVID-19
Mm-hmm.
infection, and all our health systems, all
Mm.
our structures, everything, the resources have been pushed to the
Diverted to it. Yeah.
coronavirus treatment
Mm-hmm.
and infection, and to get the supplies, PPE, and everything. So this has the center has been diverted mostly to the coronavirus. We don't
Mm.
say like we should not have that, but
Of course.
uh, SRH, sexual reproductive health, has been listed in our legal frame that it is
Mm-hmm.
an
Okay.
essential service.
Okay.
But every time we can see in the history during the pandemic, it's always shows that SRS services are not put as essential services, right? So
Mm-hmm.
that is same happening
Yeah.
in Nepal. So the Nepal government, the Nepal health system has literally forgot what is SRS service. So they are
Mm.
providing more building quarantines and self isolation spaces,
Mm-hmm.
and more resources are going there. So we
Mm.
had a discussion in within the platform, like what is happening, because our youth champions are, some are doctors, some are nurses, some are midwives who are providing services from the government health facilities. So we had a communication, is there any later being distributed by the Ministry of Health, or maybe family health division, who especially look for sexual and reproductive health section. And they said like there was a later been dispatched by the government, and it says like the government should provide regular services, keeping
Okay.
the
Okay.
mind that SRS services is also important.
Mm-hmm.
And they have specifically mentioned like contraceptives like condom pills should be provided if
Mm-hmm.
someone comes over there. And because like we are talking about social distancing, and they have a caution related like service provider dealing with the client and all
Mm-hmm.
those things. And they
Mm-hmm.
have also mentioned about the abortion service to be make available, but this is not the case everywhere,
Mm-hmm.
because
Yeah.
resources, again, the resources are diverted to coronavirus, and people are more scared about this. And I think there is no any proper information from the government that they are providing SRS service as well from the health facilities. So talking about the pregnant woman, antenatal checkup or
Mm-hmm.
prenatal checkup. So
Yeah.
these are even about the capsules like iron capsule and
Mm-hmm.
everything. I think these information are not provided to everyone,
Mm-hmm.
because of with which like I think people do not know about like these services are available.
Mm-hmm.
And there is also like stigma is also huge.
Mm-hmm.
And COVID-19 has again come up with the new stigma,
Yeah.
like people fear to go out. If
Yeah.
someone sees someone is going to the health facilities, they are accused to be like, you are the, you must be infected with COVID-19. So people fear, with that fear also people are not coming out. If they really need services, they have no any access to that. So what Yoshan is doing is with Asia Safe Abortion Partnership is like we have collected the available available helpline numbers. So then we have curated the post, and we want to make it more funny, because everyone is like self quarantine,
and
and they are
and it's really sad and depressing.
yeah,
I mean, online,
really depressing, and
give it a
they're
more.
not even people are not getting like accurate information. So we want to have like a reference from WHO and UNFP, UNICEF, to provide the information. So we collect it and we tie up with few of the people who are running helpline, and then we share that number, and we also requested like what we say, like our followers to follow our page, so if they have any question they can directly ask a question. And we also, like recently we also did a radio program on like how COVID-19 is happening and what is the linkage between SRH and COVID-19. So that program also went really good, and we also get responses on that. So this is what we have been doing. Despite this, there has been some like what we call like appeal to government from different organizations like we are associated with. So there is this network right here and right now. So this network has what we say, like disseminated an appeal to government, like government should not ignore the most marginalized and vulnerable people like LGBTIQ and people living with disability, because their access and mobility before COVID-19 was difficult. Now this has limited, and the government is ignoring them a lot. So for them it is very hard to go out and access for a relief. So recently there was a new like a group of people from LGBTI community in one of our district are treated very badly because they didn't have a proper identity card for a relief. So they went to ask for a relief, but there was like mistreatment to them as well. And also there's similarly that information is not flowed accordingly to the people living with a different disability. So people are having very difficulties to go and access the relief if the government is distributing any. So the appeal was more focused on the demand that like government should not be ignorant to these marginalized and vulnerable communities, including women and girls. And you can also see like internationally, if we see the violence against women has increased a lot.
Yes, definitely.
Even the UN Women Shadow report also showed that it has like exponentially increased a lot. So there are cases in Nepal as well, like we have been hearing, we have been listening. There has been an increase in domestic violence, gender-based violence, and other form of violence against girls and women. So we are mostly conscious about that. So the National Women Commission here in Nepal, so they have this gender helpline for the violence, so the women and girls can call and seek for psychosocial counseling, even if they are, because this situation is very panic, so they might be going through some psychological mind state, the well-being is not good, so they can also get that psychological counseling over there. And recently they published an article saying like that gender-based violence has been increased, like they are providing services, counseling to the numbers in the helpline number has increased a lot comparing to the normal days. So this really shows like government should focus on how we work together to end this violence during the quarantine.
So I mean, I sitting like from India, I mean, it can like really relate to all of the situations that you're just mentioning. And it's interesting how the pandemic has sort of come as a package of a lot of other issues and has really opened Pandora's box, saying that, okay, so you really need to completely flip how you were doing your things, and really look at how like for example in India here, the migrant and labor before the lockdown, they travel for work in different states, and then the lockdown happened, and now they're in herds they're running towards their hometown, and what do? They don't have
Yeah,
food
that's
or
true.
jobs here anymore.
Yeah.
So it's just like it's scary with the COVID thing. So I just want to ask that like governments, obviously they on paper and
Mm-hmm.
formally they do say that we have essential services and
Mm-hmm.
everything will be functioning and everything, but panic situation obviously happens and people
Yeah. Yeah.
go desperate and when they
Mm-hmm.
don't see any available choice. So just to ask, has
Mm-hmm.
Yoshan also been experiencing like or receiving has there been an increase in your interaction online with women as well? Do you also feel that a lot of
Mm-hmm.
people are starting to reach out to you for information because they're not finding any other?
Uh, yeah, that's yeah. We have also seen like some of the people are reaching to us. Like
Mm-hmm.
recently, we got a message in our private message in our messenger, like saying she needs help. So and then we were communicating, and she said like one of her friend got pregnant, and it
Mm-hmm.
was like the premarital sex, and she doesn't want to disclose. She want to access abortion service, but she wants to get pills instead of
Mm-hmm.
going to health facilities. She
Mm-hmm.
mentioned me clearly that there is a concern about privacy and confidentiality, and they don't want to go to the
Yeah.
health facilities. And
Mm.
also because of this social distancing, they were very hesitant to go. And
Mm.
we also have worked with Mary
Mm.
Stopes, so we have
Yeah.
a helpline number we distributed, and I asked her like, why don't you call to this helpline number?
Mm.
Again, she was more conscious about her identity being
Of
revealed,
course.
and
Mm.
she said like, I really don't want to call, so can
Mm.
you help us? And I talked to the counselor in helpline center of Mary Stopes and asked her like, if you can individually talk to her,
Mm.
maybe through your private number, it would be
Mm.
much help, because
Mm.
Mary Stopes has this service channel where service provider go door to door and
Mm.
provide
Okay.
SRA services, including
Mm-hmm.
medical abortion.
Oh, that's
So
great.
I
Mm.
asked her to do that, and we connected the lady to the Mary Stopes
Mm.
helpline, and later and she got like services properly.
Mm.
People are reluctant to go to health facilities if they want to have services,
Mm.
especially I'm talking
Mm.
about safe abortion. Safe
Mm-hmm.
abortion is stigmatized,
Of
and this
course.
COVID-19 has advertised as much possibly, and make
Mm-hmm.
it is more
Yeah.
stigmatized. So
Mm-hmm.
the CSO, civil society organization,
Mm-hmm.
we have approached government with a guideline of
Mm-hmm.
telemedicine.
Yes,
So
telemedicine. Mm.
uh, yeah,
Mm.
people get more information about like how
Mm.
to use like
Mm.
counseling, and
Mm.
also where they can access services.
Mm.
And this is what like first initiation, like the guideline has been made, and
Mm-hmm.
this has been um, submitted to government, and we are
Okay.
eagerly waiting
Waiting.
government to approve for
Mm.
the telemedicine. So
Mm-hmm.
telemedicine, I think this could be amazing in this
Yes.
context. So we have
Yeah.
been hearing about this
Definitely.
a lot. Like other countries are already done, and also in the
Exactly. Yeah.
website of the yeah IPPF and
Mm.
IPAS, like we can easily see that this is going on in some countries. Like they have also started to the government has also started to provide like medical abortion. So this is like one of the major stuff like we have been doing here in Nepal. And also another guideline submitted was under the provision of safe abortion service.
Mm-hmm.
So in Nepal, medical abortion is illegal to be dispensed over the counter.
Okay.
So pharmacies are not allowed to
Mm.
sell that. Therefore,
Mm.
they could be charged and with
Mm.
a penalty.
Mm.
So now in this situation where the health facilities is having crisis,
Mm-hmm.
there is a request, there is a guideline being submitted, like in listed few pharmacies or medical shop nearby health
Mm-hmm.
facilities, the medical abortion should be distributed, and there has been a guideline and protocol being submitted to government. So we are hoping like we also get approval on that.
Yeah, I think that will be really, really helpful. If
Yeah.
even if some chemists are able to provide the medicine, and at least it definitely increase access
Hmm.
to some more.
Yeah.
In fact, I'm so glad you brought up the telemedicine issue, and that not really issue, actually a bone in this time, because so what do you think, like how in terms of how Nepal has handled the situation with COVID, and
Hmm.
how you have managed to fight the Yoshan and other CSOs have managed to fight this whole together in terms of SRHR services and ensuring that service continues to be given to people who need it.
Yeah.
How do you see things changing after whenever, whatever the normal is, whenever it comes? How do
Yeah.
you see, in sort of a positive way, how do you see that? Because a lot of people have started working from home. We didn't know that was
Mhm.
possible.
Yeah.
A lot of
Yeah, that's true.
corporates all of a sudden are working
Changes.
from home.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So a lot of changes are happening. So what are the
Mhm.
positives, if we can see some ray of light in this? What do you see that being coming out
Mhm.
from this? Even from
Firstly, like,
advocacy and
yeah.
in terms of what you guys do, how do you see it changing for yourself as well?
Mhm. Firstly, like Nepal government has done like this commendable job, because the lockdown started right after like this pandemic was going around Europe and everywhere.
Mm,
So the thing like government is doing is like making, there are police armies standing outside. They are not
mm,
letting people meet in a group or come out from their houses. So these activities and the way government is spreading the information, all the informations are into different languages, like if there are other ethnic groups coming, so they have like messages ready for different
mm,
people in different languages. So that was commendable, because I haven't seen any of
mm.
these messages going in local language before. There used to be
Yeah.
only Nepali, and the people with who could not speak Nepali or understand Nepali, it was quite difficult. So people are being more proactive. And
Mm,
also government started to include messages to be more inclusive. Whenever they have this press meet or announcement, there is like sign language within the
mm,
frame. So for disabled people living with disabled, it's like they could understand it easily. So these are the activities with government have been doing, and I am personally looking forward they continue this
mm.
after COVID. uh,
Yeah,
I think we return to the normal.
definitely.
And
Came about a bit
there
late, but glad it came about. I mean, whenever, but yeah, yeah. Sorry.
yeah, so that's what like we are hoping
Hmm.
this will continue.
Yes.
And we need to like positively think about like how could we make an impact, and
Mm,
also to think about our environment. So
mhm,
once we go to back to the normal, I think the situation, how we use our resources should be
mm,
taken seriously. And we also think about like how COVID-19 has reduced environment pollution, and
mm,
this has given us an opportunity to think about our environment.
mm,
And another positive thing is like there is a solidarity
mm,
growing up, so which we really need. So through
mm,
the virtual e-meet also, like we
mm,
have having a very rigorous communication.
mm.
And
Nice.
because it's a pandemic, so everything is going very quick. So maybe if
Mm,
we need any approval, it's getting quicker response.
mm,
So we are hoping this will happen same after we return to the normal.
mm,
And government will be more serious
mm,
about taking the action very quickly,
mm,
so giving approval on time.
mm,
So we are hoping this happens in our normal life as well. I was talking with like one of my senior
mm,
uh, mm, uh, regarding about the supply chain in
mm,
Nepal. So what's,
mm.
because we have been hearing there is a shortage of a condom, there is shortage of
Yes.
everything. So that will
Yes.
have a huge crisis on sexual
Uh-huh.
and reproductive health when it
Mm.
comes to the equipments and commodities. So
Yeah.
had a small conversation with him, and he was saying like the stock, there are stocks in Nepal. So we have a huge
Okay.
stock, so we don't need to worry about few months or something. But the thing is like it is very difficult to transport.
Mm. Yeah.
So to
Oh.
make that available to health facilities,
Mm,
so there we should come up with some ideas, so we could
mm,
provide those those equipments, commodities to the health
mm,
facilities to function it
mm,
effectively and efficiently.
mm,
So we are worried about like if this continues for a longer run,
mhm,
then I think government should come up with another methodology to how to make the supplies and the stocks available to each health facility, so we don't have any we don't have like
shortage
crisis with
or
the,
any
yeah,
crisis. Mm,
surtees. And yeah,
mhm,
so in Yoshan, we're very happy. Like we also have these young doctors and young service providers within our team, and
mm,
they are so sensitized towards the issue.
mhm,
To provide like if someone comes, they are there, so they can also ask them if they need
for
SRS
sure.
services,
Yeah.
or they
Online
are ready to provide
consultation or
yeah, online
even, yeah,
consultation.
oh, great,
Yeah,
great.
even
Mm,
even like sensitize other people why these services are necessary, and they have been doing the great job. So also we would like to thank our all youth champions who have been actively
Yes.
getting into this stuff, and also
Yes.
updating us through
Yes.
the, so whatever they get information, whatever they
Mm.
see, so they update us with the information. So
Mm.
that how also we could also think about what is happening in the ground level, because we are not
Mm.
able to go out, but like what
Yeah.
is happening to other districts, so we are getting the information flow from them.
Mm.
Yeah.
Wow, it's just so inspiring to see the team being at the top of your game and like really finding solutions and really finding your way through this. Uh, that's great. Now, sort of to a more individual. How are you dealing with the lockdown, and how is it? How are you spending time? What do you do online? I'm sure most of your time goes online. So, what are you doing?
Yeah, most of the
Any
time
tips
it's
that
like
you want to
we
give for people who are
never,
suffering the
this
same?
is like, yeah,
Yeah.
never thought like I will be locked down in my house in a
Yeah.
small room
Mm.
most of the time, because
Yeah.
like we are very outgoing person, and
Mm.
we enjoy being out and enjoy being other with the people, so
Yeah.
communicating it's more easily.
Mm.
But this also given me experience about like how you work online, so how you work from home, which is
Yeah.
quite hectic sometimes, because you are giving more than
Mm. Yeah.
usually you do. So
Yeah.
you
Because you tend to
you
be online, just like walk through.
yeah, you have to be online, and then you have to be ready. So this is what, but like mostly we how the only the tips is like sharing is caring. So I
Yeah.
think people should have frequent communication with their
Mm.
team, and
Mm.
also frequent communication with the group you are working with, so
Yes.
that also energizes you the most.
Yeah.
Also going through the internet, going through the news, there are
Yeah.
so many um, unnecessary information floating there, so unnecessary fake news are coming, so we are
Yeah.
fighting with that. And this
Yeah.
also give us a sense
Just
where
adding to
is
the
SRH,
issues.
and say,
We don't
yeah.
something we don't need right now. The last thing we need is fake news and propaganda and agenda, and still people
Yeah,
not find the time to bring that up online. But yeah.
bring that up. Yeah. So also like dealing with those things, and
Yeah.
making from the individual side that you share the correct information, and you
Mm.
share the correct information from the resourceful sites, and that being evidence based. So I'm trying my best to be
Mm.
more active in social media these days.
Mm.
I'm used to be active, but more
Mhm.
active this time.
Mm.
And if someone comes with the issues with the SRH and abortion, then I'm right there. So I have also floated the same information among my group, like saying if you
Mm.
need anything about
Mm.
SRH areas, because I'm
Yeah.
ready to give any tutorial regarding something else, how to use menstrual cup, or maybe how
Yeah.
to use
Yeah.
condoms. So I'm always ready. So
Mm.
approach me.
Mm.
I can do that with live. So people are
Mm.
approaching us, Yoshan especially,
Mm.
because we did a
Mm.
series of Facebook Live
Mhm.
few months ago, so people
Yeah.
quite liking it. And now we are also thinking about why don't we go live and individually we do something that talks about
Absolutely.
more about being hygienic and thinking
Mm.
about SRHR, your
Mm.
menstrual health,
Mm.
because I had communication with few other girls from the district, and the first question they were talking about, we are having issues when accessing menstrual product, because
Mm.
the shops are closed, they are not allowed to go outside, and the
Mm.
shop also running out of stock, so they are not thinking how to access menstrual
Yeah.
products. So these are what like we could also give an information, which I'm trying my best to be all around my
Mm.
social media. People are also being more proactive,
Mm.
and individually as well in a group,
Yeah.
because I can see the floating post regarding like sees a doctor, sees a psychiatrist, and she's saying like I'm available in this number, so you can easily
Yeah.
reach me if there is any issue. So
Mm.
personally also they are
Definitely.
contributing, and as well as like organization is also making sure like their counselors are available 24 time for services. So that has been a relief, like people
Mm.
can also think about their mental health and have at least a
Yes.
counseling with them, a
Yeah.
sessions. Yeah, that could. And also another one
Mhm.
thing that I should
Yeah. Yeah.
mention, because
Yeah. Yeah.
government is doing good.
Mhm.
So we government has also like made it like possible, like if there is no contraceptives available, so they can also think about emergency contraceptives at least. So
Okay.
they are also giving more focus on like providing emergency contraceptives if people are asking for
That's
that.
great. That's
So
great.
that
At least the
could be one
government is
alternative.
acknowledging that
Mhm. Yeah.
there might be a shortage and there might be a need. That's great.
Hmm.
Great. Thank you so much, Sujana, for taking out the time. I know we do have all the time in the world, but still, we like you said, we're all
Yeah.
just being there for each other, helping to get through this together. And yeah, thank you so much for taking out the time. Hope you
Most
also
welcome.
enjoyed, have fun. I really like it. Was great. I think
Yep.
one good thing I'm taking out of this call is how supportive the Nepal government has been and how
Hmm.
inclusive, like you said, it has been. Really hope that other countries also sort of pick up from that,
Hmm.
but we don't really know. So we're all
Yeah.
just
Yeah.
how it goes. Great. Thank you so much,
Yeah.
Rajana. I'll talk to you
You're most
again soon.
welcome.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay.